So recently, thanks to the fine folks over on the Witcher Reddit, we were able to get a glimpse at Anya Shalatra's portrayal of Yennefer of Wengenberg. And in this video, I wanted to talk about the image that we were able to see, and then also a couple snapshots I took of a little 30-second clip of Anya in character as well. Just kind of give my thoughts, speculation as to where I think in the saga this could be, or possibly where this might not be. Things like that. So yeah, I thought it would be an interesting video. So yeah, let's get into it. So this first image, there is a lot to gather from this image, for possible implications for what this could mean story-wise. Things like that, but just in general, as a first look into what Yennefer is going to look like in this series, man, I am loving it. Costume design wise, I think it looks great. Just seeing her in this stance, like she is ready to mess this guy up. It just looks so Yennefer. Her hair down. I don't know if it's wet, or it does kind of look wet because you can kind of see a little bit of a sheen to it. I can't really tell from this perspective if it's curly, but nonetheless, man, her hair looks amazing. I mean, just her in general looks amazing. Now, I do have to point out that her dress, you know, it's black and gold, or maybe like a black and brown or something like that. Obviously, one of her defining kind of descriptions of her character for her appearance is her always being in black and white, right? The very first time that Geralt meets her, that is one of the first things that he notices about her is the black and white. So I mean, for me personally, it's not something that I'm gonna lose sleep over. You know, that Yennefer's not wearing black and white, but it is an important thing about her character. It's one of the most defining things about that character, right? Appearance-wise. So obviously, I would like them to have her in black and white, but like if this is the one time that she's not wearing it, then it's like, I'm fine. Like I said, I'm not losing sleep over it, so it's not the end of the world to me. But otherwise, little nitpick aside, I think she looks great from this angle at least. Stance wise, I mean, she's ready. She looks like she's getting ready to like blast some lightning at him or something. I don't know. I love the stance. I love the fierceness. Like, I know it's just a single shot, but it just exudes Yennefer to me. I don't know, and that's kind of exciting. So now let's talk about the other two, and also like implications as to what this could mean narrative-wise, where this might be in the saga. Now, to my recollection, Yennefer only really, like in terms of like a one-on-one fight, I can only ever remember her fighting two people, that being Rience and Vilgefortz. Obviously, those two characters don't get introduced until Blood of Elves, I want to say. Vilgefortz's kind of like full-on introduction doesn't happen until Time of Contempt, and that is material that you would have to imagine would be saved for the later, you know, seasons, because if we're going down the line, it's Last Wish, Sword of Destiny, then Blood of Elves, and then Time of Contempt. So that's definitely material that doesn't happen for a while. So that's why I personally don't think this is either Rience or Vilgefortz. But those are just the two guys that immediately popped up in my head. Now this lady who is unconscious on the floor is also an interesting case, because in the other kind of little image I'm gonna show after this, we see her holding a baby. And again, to my recollection, I don't ever remember Yennefer, you know, having to protect a woman with a child or anything like that, fighting against a mage or something. It definitely seems like there's a fight for this woman, as in Yennefer is probably protecting her from this guy or whatever. And again, I don't remember that ever happening in the saga, so this is where I think we start entering the territory of original material. Because I believe that Lauren Hisrich, the one who's kind of overseeing this in its entirety, she's been on record saying that, yeah, we are going to stay as faithful to the source material as possible. But at the same time, I think we should definitely expect, not necessarily like huge deviations, but definitely I wouldn't be surprised if they take advantage, and this is what I hope that they do, that they take advantage to expand in areas that the source material didn't exactly dive deeper into. So like I think they can really do this with characters who didn't get the screen time that they deserved, or maybe got too little screen time. I'm thinking of someone like Angoulême from the Hansa, who didn't get introduced until Tower of Swallows, which was the second to last book. So she really only got Tower of Swallows, and then Lady to Lake was, that was it. That was it for the character, right? So like, I wonder if, obviously down the line, maybe you can expand on that character. Triss, I think is another character that you can definitely do a little bit more of, because she only gets introduced in Blood of Elves. We hear her mentioned in The Last Wish, but she doesn't get introduced until a couple books later down the road. So for her in particular, what kind of gives me confidence that they are definitely going to be expanding on characters that didn't really get a lot of time or screen time in the saga is the fact that, I mean, just Triss in general being casted for this first season, it gives me all the confidence that I need, because like I said, Triss wasn't introduced. She wasn't in the first 2 books, right? So like, theoretically she shouldn't be in the first season, but the fact that she is casted and she is going to be in this first season definitely tells me that they are going to, I guess, branch off from the source material and introduce her even sooner, which I'm totally not against. So yeah, I think for sure we should definitely expect some things that didn't happen in the source material. And I don't know, that kind of both excites me and kind of scares me, because it's like there's a fine line here that they really carefully need to walk, right? Because what is there already, the source material and what is there already is so good. So like, you don't want to mess with it too much, but at the same time, like I said, I wouldn't mind if they took the opportunity to expand on these characters like Triss or Angoulême, or characters like those. I definitely would not mind, and I don't begrudge them for taking the opportunity to do that. So yeah, and maybe even Kahir might get, I don't know, maybe a little bit more to his character, because he's also casted in this first season, which I found surprising that Kahir is involved in this first season at all. Because him as well, his character as well, he gets introduced in Blood of Elves, or just the idea of Kahir. We don't know who the black-winged knight is until, further down the line. But yeah, he's in Blood of Elves, so I don't know, maybe you do something extra with him. I don't know, but like I said, it's definitely a fine line, and it's gonna be tough, like in terms of what do they kind of, expand on, what do they change, what do they leave alone. It's definitely got to be tough, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm both excited in the changes that they might do, and both a little bit terrified. So I don't know, we can only hope. So next we got this little 30-second clip that showed Yennefer standing on like a cliffside or something, and right next to her again is that woman dressed in the red and purple dress or whatever, and this time she's holding a baby. And so honestly, and then also she has her hair up as well, so I wonder if she put her hair up because maybe she's like jumping into like water, like she's jumping down below or something. And that could be a possibility, because it looks like, once you progress the video, it looks like she's falling down or something like that, right? So like, maybe that's why she tied her hair up to jump into the water down below or something. Maybe they're running from this mage or something like that. I have no clue, because honestly this is not reminiscent to anything that happened in the saga. Literally the only thing that came to mind, and there's no way that this is it, but later down in the saga, I believe Tower of Swallows is when it happens. Yennefer gets teleported all the way to the Skellige Isles. She just kind of like right in the middle of the sea, she gets captured by some fishermen or whatever. Now she does eventually find her way to Kaer Trolde, where Krakon Crate is, and Hjalmar and things like that. She does eventually make it there. And there is this one scene where she's like standing, like waiting for these warriors that are coming back home from battle, I believe, with Nilfgaard. And there's also like a bunch of like women and wives with their child holding their babies and stuff like that, standing waiting for, hoping and praying that their husbands get off their ships, that their husbands didn't die, in battle or whatever. So Yennefer's there with all these ladies, waiting for their husbands, hoping that their husbands are the ones coming off those ships or whatever. So that literally was the only thing that came to mind of Yennefer standing next to a woman with child. But then we have the thing of her like falling down, and then like all my theories went out the door. So yeah, I honestly don't know. And again, that's what makes it exciting, that for someone like me who has, read the entirety of the novels, all the short stories and the actual saga, that there will still be surprises in store for me, that I won't go into this knowing everything, that I will still be caught off guard, and I will still be surprised. And I think that's pretty cool. So like walking into this, I'm not expecting, a perfect adaptation, and I don't think anyone should, because that's definitely not what this is going to be. But I don't know, it's a little bit exciting but frightening as well, that there could be major things left out, things that they might not even feel the need to dive into, or they might shortchange it, condense certain plot lines that happen, or they might expand plot lines that didn't get its due time, or whatever. It really could go either way, and I don't know. I'm excited to see how this plays out, in terms of like the original material that they're planning to do, and the ways that they deviate from the source material. Because as of right now, I can't hate it, I can't love it either, because we haven't seen it. So I'm excited to see what they do with it. I don't know, man. It could be a shit show, but it also could maybe be really good. Who knows? So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Tell me what you guys think about the first look that we've gotten of Yennefer. What do you think about how she looks in general? Tell me down below in the comments. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe for more Witcher, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.